Hello, what, how are you? We have some Q&A to do. I hope you're doing fine, 'cause it's Q&A time again. Alright, so welcome to another Friday Night Live Q&A. Let me turn this tank back on, because this thing is an absolute jewel. I just use these manual timers. They tend to do best for me. The digitals, not a big fan of. But hello and welcome to another Friday Night Live Q&A with your boy here, LRB. Also, Lucas Bretz is my real name. But I'm glad to have you all here, and I'm ready to do another Friday Night Live Q&A and help you guys out with your questions with your freshwater shrimp, fish, and plants and all that stuff. So, of course, as in this hobby, there's so much to it. Not everybody knows everything. So if I don't know anything, we got an absolutely amazing community here. Big shout out to all you awesome people, which you see in the chat here. So if I don't know it, they can probably help you out, and hopefully we can get you guys taken care of and help your aquarium problems. So little update for me. I had a 10-gallon go out, busted on me finally. I mean, they're $1 tins, or $10 10 gallons from the $1 sale. You can see the seals aren't the best, but it did take out my light. Actually, I could turn on this light. It did take out one of my lights, or maybe not. I think I gotta fix that power strip. But yeah, I left a nice mess down there. So all I did pretty much was drain the water all the way down to the bottom. The substrate's still in it. It's actually still out my front door. I got all towels that I could get. Just kind of sop up everything I could when it got off there. Of course, turned my power off up there because the water was getting down to it. And then after that, it ended up getting over on this side and down on the carpet. And I just used a fan to help get that off after I put towels down and soak that up. So if you ever have a problem with that happening, it actually happened on this side too. So it could be an issue with the stand and swelling over time. But, you know, these things happen. A lot of people worry about it. But as long as you're prepared, it's not really so bad. Hopefully the quality's alright here. Look at the Synodontis lucipennis here for a while. I'll see if there's any questions. Alright, 5-gallon recommendation for a no heater. So that really depends on your room temperature, what you're keeping your house. I keep my house at around 74 degrees. So I can pretty much keep anything in it with no heater. So it really depends on what temperature you're keeping your room on what you could get away with that. Let's see if we can get a long shot. Big old bristle nose in there. I need to redo this tank though. Wish they'd all come out. Probably like 20 or so in there. What kind of catfish is that? That is a Synodontis lucipennis. They're like little sharks. They'll school up too. It's really cool when they school up. Do you have panda guppies for sale? Currently, I do not have panda guppies for sale. I am still getting my stock up. I would say probably actually within the next month or two, I should have panda guppies, a few of them. Or actually, if you email lrbaquatics.orders@gmail.com and get a hold of Sarah, she can help maybe put an order together for you, because I do have a few that are ready to go out. And I did already do the in stock for lrbaquatics.com, so if you guys been waiting for something to be in stock, it's in now. So get it while it's hot, because sometimes that stuff don't last. And it would definitely help too, because been solidifying things with this whole pond build. And got affirmative dates here, so it's the first week of October, I think October 5th. And they're doing a big event on Wednesday. And that's Aquascapes of Michiana in combination with Aquascapes and Greg Whitstock. So that'll be super exciting. We're going to have a lot of people here. We'll be filming that. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff for you guys coming up. And really after this build, I think that's when things will start getting running more here on this channel. But there's a lot of work still to be done. Even a lot of prep work I got to do before they get here. Got to take down a couple trees. Got to fix some railing. Got to build some stone walls. Get rid of scraps. All kinds of stuff. So it's been busy. Let's see. I'm actually kind of waking up from a nap. I was so tired I just passed out. Landon Bratz, glad to see you in here, buddy. Hope you're doing good, Landon. It's my nephew. Alright, let's see. The Lazy River Us, so stoked to be here with you, Lucas. I had bought $5 portion a year ago from you and now have well over 100 gallons of the stuff. That is so awesome. Lazy River. Glad to have you with us too. Too many endlers, RCS disappearing. Is it the endlers? Yes, possibly. Great way to combat that. And of course, I don't have my light on, so it's hard to show you. And I often tend to say this in every single Friday Night Live Q&A because it really is super important to have these rock piles. See how there's rock piles in there? Oh, there's still big Cory cat in there? I didn't even know he was in there. What are you doing in there, guy? That is a baby that had to grew up there. He ain't a baby anymore. He must have been living in that rock pile, but rock piles really help. And you see I still got shrimp living in here with even a huge Cory cat, so rock piles help big time when you're trying to combo fish and shrimp together. Yeah, that's a large baby, huh, Candy? All right. And that's actually one of these guys' babies, this guy. Because I pulled the eggs from in here. Which this, oh yeah, no, I put Brightwell on it. Used to have Eco Complete in it, but I did put Brightwell over it to kind of help their barbels. Because if you just have Cory cats on the Eco Complete Lava Rock stuff, it'll tear up their barbels. But comboing it with that Brightwell really helped because it's more dirt based. Is there another email to contact you regarding my poor Dalmatian guppies that I received from you on Saturday 19th? lrbaquatics.order@gmail.com should be the one. And doesn't sound like that's good, but we'll get you taken care of. Not this week, but last week was a little crazy with the weather. There was like some freak cold spell that came in. It went down to the 30s. Now we did put some heat packs in some, but it was real weird weather last week. This week was a lot better, a lot more manageable. There's usually a weird week between summer and winter, or summer and fall, or fall and winter, I should say. Fall and winter, and winter and spring. But we got it figured out, so we'll get you taken care of. And Sarah will contact you. Let's see. What kind of fish were in the tank with the corkscrew valve scenario that I bought from you? Those were dwarf neon rainbow fish. And yeah, it's a possibility you may have eggs from the corkscrew valve. Eric Wong, Exodon breeding update. Actually don't have my Exodons anymore. If you want to update us on if yours did, that would be amazing. I'd love to hear a story about Exodons breeding. John Doe, can you use a grow light for other plants for my fish tank? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I just use regular shop lights. Those are cheap, like $20 shop lights. And they work great. lot cheaper. William Booth said using passive CO2 tanks don't use up the CO2 hardly anymore, unlike when I first put in where they were using CO2 like crazy. Yeah, if you don't have any filter in it, the passive CO2 will actually stick in a lot better. And I'm not sure what you did differently. Maybe the absorption rate or even the tension of the water surface. If you have more biofilm, you have more tension on the water surface that will capture that passive CO2 as well. So that could all play a role. Colmore says, how old size would you say female cocks need to be before spawning? Trying to breed mine, but the females are pretty young still. You'd be surprised. They actually breed really young, like yay tiny. They breed super, super young. And they actually breed better when they're young, in my opinion. Just because they're real virile. $80K, and once again, sorry if I'm missing your guys' questions here. $80K Aquatics says, maximum amount of shrimp in a 2.5 gallon. Can you overstock shrimp? Do they have bioloads? Opinions. So you can overstock them. It's hard to really tell what your limit's going to be due to your system, which all depends on what kind of system you're running, its maturity, what's in it, and all that stuff. But a great way to gauge it is if you have a big crowd of shrimp and they're causing a lot of problems, or they're not having any problems. If you start watching your water turn white and cloudy, it can start becoming overstocked. Just bacterial blooms will pop off of that. And then, like, that's usually the first sign that it's about to crash. So as long as you're not seeing anything like that, then you'll be all right. Unless you got driftwood. Sometimes driftwood can just cause that as well. Right before a crash. Or, I mean, it'll cause that same bacterial bloom, but it won't cause a crash. So be careful with that. But usually if it all looks okay, your water quality is good, you shouldn't be having a problem with it being overstocked. And if it just becomes too much for them, they normally figure it out, or they'll go cannibal. Night Rider, hey Lucas, which is the rainbow you said almost communicates with color change? So a lot of them actually communicate with color change, but the one that does it real wild and crazy is the Splendida inornata. It's a Melanitania Splendida inornata, also known as the ornate rainbow fish. Do you have any tips to stop Epilotes lamontii eggs from developing fungus? Yes, peat moss. Peat moss works great. You can either sprinkle it on the bottom of a container with the eggs in them. I do have some videos of collecting blue gularis eggs and what I do with those, which is pretty much what you do with a lot of the killifish eggs and putting them on a peat moss. And makes a big difference. So I would go into my fish breeding playlist and go check that out, and then that should have some information if you look up blue gularis killifish. That'll give you a better idea of what I mean in the actual technique on how to do it. LRB, do you still have your hill streams, and did you get them to breed? So I do still have them. So far I haven't seen any babies or anything from them. Man, I love these upper tours. Those golden ones. Those things will turn all black and all white. It's so wild. But yeah, no, still no babies. I did have some Danios that threw some babies in there, and their babies that are actually turning into adults now. I gotta get them out. I need to do a tour for you guys here sooner than later, too. Sooner than later. Alright, I'm going to get back to my chair. Give me a seat. Alright. Man, that lighting is terrible. Oh well, there we go. That's much better. Been looking for blah blah blah. Tips for breeding Pseudomugo illuminatus. Best thing to do is put them in a really planted tank, even if it's just algae. Matter of fact, I have illuminatus in this tank up here. Trying to breed out, it's nothing but algae. They can dart in there, in and out of there. What I'll do is just leave them in there for a month, and then I'll go put them somewhere else, and then after a couple weeks, should have some babies up there. That's the easiest way to do it for me. And with all that algae, you get all those little microorganisms that eat off of that stuff, so it just creates this natural life cycle, so you don't have to, it's not as hard to raise the fry up. Musical fish is one of my favorite ways to breed fish. Or you could use a spawning mop. Even with a bare tank and a spawning mop, you can get them to breed. It's just, you got to make them comfortable. Dimmer light actually helps a lot of fish breed as well. If you have a lot of light blasting on them, sometimes they don't really care for that as much. For some reason, dim lighting will just really, it's that mood lighting, you know. Wait, seriously, is the like button broken? I don't know. It is YouTube. Can you show us your shrimp tanks and the lines you were working on? It would be cool, Ted K. I can't. Actually, let me do this. It's nice when I can bait them up first and then they all come up to the tank so you can kind of see everything in them. The yellows are crazy colorful. What do you think the next big color trend of Neocaridina will be, or have we run out? Definitely have not run out at all. Like, it's still really getting started, just a lot of people don't realize how much opportunity is out there, but then at the same time, it's still going to take a lot of work to get to those next levels. And I mean, it can be done, and I think the way it will be done is more people start keeping mixed shrimp, and they'll start seeing all the different colors and things that can come out of the lines and strains. So what I'm using here, I use this like pellet. I think this is kind of like cow feed or chicken feed or something. Can't remember exactly what it is. But it's like some barley and husk pellet. I'll put some in here too. But these guys will just come up to the front to those, and they can't eat them fast enough. These guys, though, I tell you what, even on endlers, there are some crazy endlers still to be made too. So many combinations and things you could do. That mixed guppy pond I got outside, my God, the things I pull out of there are just freaking crazy. So I'm gonna get these going. Russell Dell says, Lucas, how many turquoise rainbows can live in a 40-gallon breeder? And I'm gonna need more than that. It really depends on the size. So they can get pretty big. After like 5 years or so, I mean, the turquoise can get like pretty good size. I would say probably tops 10 at full size. But if they're younger, you could get away with more. And that all depends on filtration, how often you're doing your water changing, all that stuff. All right, I gotta get to these super chats. Thank you, guys. Chris Pinto throwing down a $25 super chat. Thank you so much, Chris. Says, what do you say to the average hobbyist whose fish room keeps growing? The more tanks I set up, the more I keep getting discouraged and asking myself, to what end? It gets discouraging sometimes. Any words of wisdom, Bro Tato? So, if you're getting discouraged with it, I think that's a natural process of one's mind to try to figure out a way around it or to fix it or to do something about it. Sometimes we look at it as discouragement, but really, in my opinion, it's kind of a form of processing. So think about why you're getting discouraged, what's causing that discouragement, and then what you can do to help fix that discouragement. Because you really don't want to be doing this if it's not making you happy. Now, I do know it can be tough, especially when you start getting tanks on tanks on tanks. It can start getting a lot more harder to manage. But then that's when you got to start contemplating and pondering on ways to make that management easier for you. Like, I got to the point of my python just wasn't doing it, so I had to plumb lines into all my fish tanks to fix that problem. Now, it was a lot of work to do, but I tell you what, it was a glorious, glorious day when it was done. And any of that maintenance, discouragement, or anything else. Now, I don't know if it's breeding discouragement. If that's the case, maybe think more about the environment and ways you can help create them and make them more comfortable. All depends on where your discouragement's coming from. So hopefully that helps, Chris. Hopefully that helps, because I really appreciate your support and you've been absolutely awesome. So I hope that helps, Brotato. And Lars K, my brother, always great to see you in here. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat and the support as always. Hope all is well with you, Lars. Stay awesome. You too, Thomas Glazier. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat and your support always as well, Thomas. I hope you're doing well and stay awesome as well. You guys are the best. I tell you what, you guys make my Friday night. I mean, I'll never forget you guys. Ted K, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. It says, thanks for the shrimp tour. You're welcome. Wait till we get those pellets in, and it'll be a lot better show for you. Even though my oranges are in the garage, those I really kind of want to show off. But and Nurse Beckus, thank you so much for the $15 super chat. Hopefully you're still in here. Says, got to go to a meeting. Catch you on the replay. Much love. Hashtag bye. Well, Nurse Beckus, much love back to you. Glad you're in here for a little while. And yeah, hope to see you again. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody else's super chat, because I thought I saw one disappear. I did. Okay, Against the Flow, thank you so much for your super chat as well. Throwing down the $5 super chat. It says, I have a Bosemani rainbow that can't close its mouth all the way. Gills are raised and he's acting derpy. He's still eating. What do... Thank you, LRB. What to do? He's still eating, acting derpy, gills are raised. What I could suspect, or would suspect, would be flukes, gill flukes, something like that, where they're causing an issue. They're stuck within and jammed into its gills and causing discomfort, which it can't close its mouth and causes the gills to raise out. General Cure actually works really well for that, so maybe try some API General Cure, and hopefully that'll help. And Chris Pinto, thank you again for the super chat, throwing down a $5 super chat. It says, thanks, Lucas, and everybody else for the advice. Well, that is awesome. Sounds like the community was getting in on that and helping you out as well, Chris. So that's great to hear. And you're welcome, man. I mean, it's the least I could do for your support. Like, I appreciate you, brother. Without you guys, this all would not even be possible. I'd still be working construction somewhere, possibly. Who knows? I don't know what I'd be doing. But I don't have to worry about that. You know why? Because that doesn't matter. I can wonder and worry all I want, but I don't. Because really no point to it. Andy M, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Andy. Says, what would breeding green jades throw straight lines? So, breeding green jades, they definitely do not throw straight lines at this point within the hobby. Have yet to see it. If somebody has seen it, please let me know. But there's another problem with green jades as well. Sometimes when they grow older, they can turn gray and other colors as well. That happens in a few different other morphs where they'll just change color over time. It's kind of weird. And I think if they were worked enough, they could be straightened, but I don't think there's enough people actually working on straightening these lines and these morphs. And that goes back to the question of if there's still more colors that we could have within the shrimp hobby. And I believe so, yes. It's just the time has not been put into lining those out. I mean, I've seen them, I've tried to do it, and it's not easy work. It takes time, it takes years, it takes multiple tanks to do. It's not impossible because I've done it with the Blue Dream lines. When the Blue Dreams first came into the hobby, they were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. They were throwing Bloody Marys, they were throwing carbon Rillies, they were throwing red Rillies, they were throwing blue velvets, they were throwing all kinds of stuff. But I worked them over years with multiple tanks, up to like 10 or 12 tanks. And I would just keep keeping the best solid blues and keep moving them down the line into new tanks after a few generations or so. And then eventually we got all that mutation out. Still now we get a little blue velvet in the straightest, but I mean that's just a slight different coloring of the Blue Dream. Matter of fact, if you were to just go full on like dark blue on the Blue Dreams, you'd actually end up with more of a black shrimp. It would kind of be like a black rose, but it wouldn't be a black rose because when you'd put it underneath the light, you'd still see the blue. You put like a light through it, through the body, with a black rose, to see if it's truly a black rose, really put the light underneath it and it won't have that blue through it. So you do kind of have to have a little bit of that lighter blue within the colony to help keep that contrast mix of that blue. It's kind of weird. But it's actually really seldom and few within that line. Alright, but thanks again, Indiana, for the support. John McLean, thank you for the $5 super chat. And says, I'm just here for the orange fin hill trout. Well, brother, since you super chatted me, I will go in here just for you and show you some hill trouts, because why not? And I think the internet will work too. Yeah, that Sarah's been working on the systems here. I thought I saw another super chat. Let me scroll to make sure. Nope, okay, I think I'm caught up. Oh wait, something about CCAC. I go back to that. I don't know. Oh, Central Columbia Aquarium Center. I don't know what that is. Interesting. That's the same abbreviations as my local club, so I had to look. LB Aquatics, Streetwise says, I moved tub white clouds indoors to a tank. My folks, both dark and gold. Would anything interesting come if they breed? I'm not sure. Not really sure. We'll get some hill trout footage here. Do need to scrape their tank. Still got the ladder in the way. They're ready to eat. It's about feeding time. KG Cichlid says, LRB almost a big 50K. Woo! I know, right? Man, it feels like it's been a long road, but it's pretty exciting, I won't lie. About to hit the 50K. That's a big mark. And I appreciate you all for helping me hit that 50K, because once again, without you guys, could not be doing this. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know we're going to have to feed these guys. I mean, it's always great to feed these guys. All right, once again, sorry if I'm missing your guys' questions. I hate stupid people. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Throwing out the smiley face. Carol Cox, thank you so much for the super chat. Throwing down $10. Hope you're doing well, Carol. It says, in consideration of the season, how soon will you stock your pond? What will you stock and what is your plan? Thanks as always for sharing your knowledge. So my pond's, oh, so yeah, my pond's outside. That's a really good question. I don't know if I'll rush stocking it this year due to the weather and everything. I think I may just run it and have it going for winter or something. I don't know. I haven't really processed that a whole lot. So that's a really good question. I don't know. I'd have to look. I really want to get koi fish for it. And I was thinking about making a part of it heated. So they'd have somewhere warm. Throw in like a horse trough heater. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But Carol, thank you again for the support and the super chat. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's exciting. I love those mascaras. Any thoughts on Rohani barbs? I mean, they're just pretty much a lot like Rohani barbs, just a different form and coloration. But the Rohanis are very beautiful as well. I know Ted Judy was breeding those and had some videos on them as well. About how big are those hill trouts? I would say, what is that, 5 inches or so? That one's pretty big. Like a little bass. Look at that color though. Man, oh man. Mesmerizing. Scrolling. Wesley must have ordered some ice cream or something. And yeah, CAC, Circle City Aquarium Club, is doing a swap here on Sunday. So if you guys are in the Indianapolis area, I'm not going to have a table or anything like that, but I will be there. There will be a lot of fish stuff there. Last time it was a great turnout. And Oddball Aquatics says the swap is Sunday, 10:30 to 3. If you could put out Oddball where it's going to be, that would be great too. Big shout out to Oddball Aquatics, Haley. She's been an awesome friend, awesome help of us. Absolutely amazing. And Danny Ken Aquatics, glad to see you in here, bro. Throwing down a $10 super chat. Says, love that tank, bro. What up? What up, kid? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope that editing's turning out well for you. And I hope Danny's having fun with her trip, if she's still on it. I'm not sure if she came back yet or not. How big are those fish again? Well, let's see. You guys are gonna make me get the tape measure out, aren't you? I'm gonna kick my pump on. I like to have this down here with the little button. You can just kick it with your foot usually while you're doing water changes, and then siphon the water out. And then I got a hole through there, and it goes into a sump. Makes it all pretty easy. Let's get the tape measure. Let's get the Tetracolor Tropical Granules too, because it's always fun to watch these guys eat. But I tell you what, this tank down here is what I've been eyeballing a lot lately. Just with all the different fish and then the contrast of that red and that green. But I see why you guys like these two. Aquarium's maintained by Andy. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says great video. Well, thank you, Andy. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for the support. Always great to see you in here. Yeah, these guys are like, tape measure? No, not the tape measure. Anything but the tape measure. Oh my God. Scaredy fish. You see that? I'm just trying to measure them. All right, guys, I'll put the tape measure up. Jeez, they're freaked out. Like, my God, what is he gonna do? I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. Look at them ball up, though. How cool is that? They all ball up together. They are freaked. They are freaked out. But if I had to guess, they're like, let me see. Let me look at this tape measure. I would say maybe 4 inches. 4 inches. 4 inches is actually quite a bit though. Now I guess if we wanted to make them feel better, we can throw them some granules. That'll loosen them back up. Okay, Oddball Aquatics put it out there, 3145 East Thompson Road, Indianapolis, Indiana. Circle City Aquarium swap. There you guys go. Come and get it. Look, that guy ain't shy. He is not shy at all. Do you crush up tropical granules for fry, or do they just feed on the natural growth of stuff in your tanks? So I do crush up the tropical granules for fry. Big reason why I do that is if they're not eating it, the microorganisms will eat it, which all adds to the whole cycle of life thing. It's sad though, my killifish in here, they're starting to get old. You can see them getting more geriatric. It's a part of killifish. But all right, Anthony Mix, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. And hopefully I'll get more stuff to our members here soon. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Black Label Carling, thank you so much for the $3 super chat, throwing out the fist bump. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, Wesley's up there crying about something. That sounds like a fake cry too. Where can I find orange fins or the mascara barbs? So I got both these types at Wet Spot Tropicals, and I had to have them ship them to me because they're in Portland and I'm in Indianapolis. And they are in 125 gallon long. They will eat a lot. LOL, here fishy. Scroll. Fish hate being measured. Fact, right? Let's see some of your hill stream loaches. They are actually upstairs right now with the light on. That's where Wesley and Sarah are. Wesley's already getting tired and seems like he's having a rough go around right now. He probably didn't get ice cream, or maybe they forgot his order. Who knows? I know he just got food. He's excited about something. Hard telling. That DoorDash, we get DoorDash every now and then. They are terrible at getting orders right. Guillermo Escobar, hey Lucas, getting some Chilothernia alani wapanga. How many would you fit in a 55? Well, congrats on the alani wapanga. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful fish. One of my favorite rainbow fish. I have a few, and I do have a breeding group. I honestly would try breeding them in your 55. The more people we have breeding those wapangas, the better. And I would probably just put a trio in there and then breed them out. But if you just want them for showcase, shoot, you could probably fit like, I don't know, easily 20 of them or so. Because they don't get real huge like the turquoise and the Kais and some others will. They kind of stay in more of a medium range towards the rainbow fish. I would say around 3 inches tops. And I hate stupid people. Thank you again for the super chat. Throwing down a $2 super chat. Says vibes. Yes, for sure. Most definite. That's what fish tank keeping's all about. It's nice when you can get their splash in. This thing does not want to post up. Hey, fishy, fishy. Boom. Lately, since I've had this ladder here, Wesley's been getting up on it and feeding these guys. It's been cool. He's been getting into it a little more. Fishy Mind says, I bought an antler pair a couple months ago and gave you a tip jar, so you gave me an extra fish. Is it the same style fish? So yes, it is the same style fish, and I always give extra fish when you're getting like a pair or something. It's just what I do. I like people to expect what they're getting and then get just a little more. How to set up a fish tank with ammonia in the tap water. Ammonia in the tap water. I know you can get pre-filters. So what I got with my house line here is a carbon block. And it helps with getting that kind of stuff out. And I know there's specialized filtration that you can get. And I'll show you guys that and how you can deal with that. And hopefully you don't try jumping out with that can sitting there. Even though that tape measure is there, so that should scare them away. Alright, let's roll up in here and we'll go look at this water filtration here. Gary House, thank you so much for the support. The super chat saying keep it up. Thank you. Alright, so as far as the filtration, this is my carbon block that I talk about a lot. Now I don't have to worry about dechlorinating or anything with this. So all this is just the water line that comes into my house and it's plumbed into it. I just happen to have a lot of water line because I do a lot of cleaning of my water. Our water is not the best around here. We get a lot of rust and iron and stuff. This one's still looking pretty good though. But all you do is pretty much union it on there, fit it in there, put your filter in. You can pick different types of ones. And these things are absolutely amazing to have. I do have a UV sterilizer, another carbon blaster as well. This is all overkill. And RO, another carbon blaster. So I can do either tap water or RO. So I could do soft or hard water within my tanks, or I could just mix them. I can control temps. I could turbo boost up here with these two valves, because they're just poured into more and more water lines. It gets a little crazy. Kind of went with the industrial water dealio here. Alright. We'll scroll back down here and have a seat. I need to get all of my art back up though. Yeah, figure that out. Boom. Alright. Well, hello, rainbow fish. Those guys are fun to feed too. We'll feed these guys in a little bit as well. Guillermo Escobar, thank you so much for the $5 super chat and all your support you've been showing us. Says, thanks for the advice. I might get about 20 and put a trio in a separate tank to breed them. When you sell yours, I'll buy some for stronger DNA. That's a good idea. Sounds like you're on the right track and you know what to do and what you need to be doing when breeding them. So, awesome, Guillermo. Appreciate you and your support. And keep it up. Because, yeah, we need people breeding those fish. Because they're not ones you can just get out of a fish store or hobby. Am I zoomed in here? No. Friday, it's Saturday morning for me. Oh yeah, HPS, it's Saturday morning for you, huh? Must be way over there. That's awesome, and glad to have you in here, time traveler. Streetwise says, I have really enjoyed the activity of bloodfin tetras. What species do you also like for that level of activity? Oh, the bloodfin tetras, I absolutely love their activity. Black neons, they're really cool as far as similar behavior. Same with rummy nose. Aquatic Experience, what was it, like 2017, they had a big round tank of blood fins. It was the same thing that Tank Tested did a video on of the neons. It's got like millions, 3 million, 4 million views or whatever of these neon tetras just circling around in a circle tank. And you put those kind of fish in a circular tank, it's absolutely a sight to see. And matter of fact, I've been really debating whether I want to get a circular tank. I think it would be kind of cool just to have that effect. I know they're like really hard to film, but they're like, just to watch them just continuously swim around is worth it all. I think that would be cool. But Yeah, bloodfin tetras. I love those things. Yeah, see, LRB's already saying it. She already knows my obsession with those things. One of my favorite tetras. And yes, that is Lady LRB's laundry room. I kind of took over a little bit. Blue Eyes Aquatics says, LRB, I make my own food with tilapia. How often should I feed to shrimp so not to give them too much protein? Well, I mean, the food that I feed them, and I feed them every day, is super high in protein. Like, super high in protein. I've never had any issue with feeding them too much protein. And especially with that tilapia, like, that's really good protein. That's fresh, natural stuff for them to graze on, so I don't see that being any issue. The biggest problem you're going to have with that is just maintaining water quality over time. Unless you have a really mature tank where you don't vacuum the substrate, it's got all the little microorganisms and stuff like that. That will help you balance that water quality when feeding something like tilapia. More fresh meat protein. Morgan H says, do you still have those shell dwellers? How are they doing? I really want to do a 20 long shelly tank. So I do have those shell dwellers. They are breeding right now. I need to spend more time on doing things around here, but I want to get the shellies all separated before I start selling them again. That way I know what I'm working with. I'm going to have a couple breeding pairs. I want to get the gene pool real deep. But I do got a few breeding out. And they're in the garage right now. What is your opinion on glass and acrylic tanks? So, I like glass because they're real easy to clean. You don't have to worry about scratching them as much. Which I don't do a whole lot to even scratch my tanks anyways. I've never really kept an acrylic tank, so I can't speak a lot on that. Maybe. Really. Probably shouldn't, now that I think about it. Because, yeah, I'm kind of biased towards glass because I've never actually kept an acrylic. Now, my brother and my dad's had acrylic, and they can be light, especially for big tanks. But even if you get into the bigger tanks, even the acrylic can start getting heavy as well. And I found that out whenever I was looking for those custom aquariums that I ended up getting from Custom Aquariums. So another shout out to them too for the hookup. Alright, scrolling. Lucas, what can you tell me about G. wanamensis rainbows? So as far as the Glossolepis wanamensis is, if it's a true wanamensis, the back tail and the anal fin will actually connect. If it's a true wanamensis, there's some that are close, but they're a lot like keeping most any other Glossolepis. They're a little harder to breed than Melanitania. They throw fewer eggs, but they're not hard to breed. So they're a lot like most any other rainbows. They do have some longer fins, so maybe watch out for some nipping, and some nipping between males can happen as well. Slim says, tired of fish dying, right? Are you tired of your fish dying? What's your problem, Slim? Let us know. We'll help you out, bro. We get tired of fish dying too here, man. That's why we're here. Brad Waiter says, do your discus come to the top to eat, or do they eat from the bottom? Just got my first discus, and I only see them eat off the bottom. So mine will come to the top and eat, but they're super comfortable. And also, you gotta keep in mind, I don't know how many cichlids you're keeping, but there are hierarchies. So usually the alphas will come up to the top and eat, and more of the betas will, or betas, or whatever you want to say, will eat off to the side or the bottom, because they're not at the top of the hierarchy. So that's something to keep in mind, because discus are cichlids. And maybe they're just still getting comfortable. Maybe over time, when they do get more comfortable, they will start coming up and eating from the top. And it depends on what food you're feeding too, and if it sits on the top for an amount of time or if it sinks straight to the bottom. Cichlids 23, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says, keep being awesome, Lucas. More likes, please. Well, Cichlids 23, always great to see you in here. I know you've been around for a long time, and I appreciate all your support. So thank you, Cichlids 23. Ooh, Candy got to do some work today on the mod squad. I ain't seen that happen for a while. That's two. Sad thing is, I don't even get to see what they say. Womp womp womp. Gummy bear versus sugar bear. I'm a gummy bear-aholic. There was one time I went to the candy store. This isn't about fish, but I do gotta share it. But I spent 75 bucks on gummy bears one time and just ate my fill till I about puked. And now I don't eat that much for gummy bears. I'll still down a bag once in a while, but man, I love gummy bears. Taylor Gibson also says, any tips for drilling tank faster without risking cracking them? I have managed to finish 12, but still have 8 more to go. I feel like the thicker glass is taking so much longer. So, there's one rule to tools I've always learned, is let the tool do the work. If you apply that pressure, if you try to force it any faster, you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt and wishing you didn't. So, let the tool do the work, or maybe get a fresher bit. That's about the only thing I could recommend. There's a reason, yeah, you don't want to rush or force things, because that's when problems come about. And that goes with a lot in life, really. And Tyler Janice, sorry if I mispronounced your name, but Tyler, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you joining the squad here. Lady LRB's told me to remind folks to hit the like and subscribe before I go. I guess so. Would you guys please hit the like button and subscribe? That would be mighty nice of you. I'd appreciate it. We'd also appreciate it. What's the next song after Mr. Placo? You know what? Chasing Dwarf Neon Rainbows was the one that was thrown around for a while there. We just haven't had time to put into that tomfoolery right now. Hopefully soon we can get back to that kind of stuff. Okay, Robinson Sit Up a Pole says, how to maintain pH in the shrimp tank -7.8, and I have put oak leaves, but the pH is still 7.8. So your 7.8 pH can also be known as per hydrogen. So the amount of hydrogen molecules that are in your tank can actually throw off a reading of pH, and why I never chase pH, or I never really look at pH. If you really want to know if you have more soft, acidic, or neutral, or hard water, best thing to do is test your TDS. And that'll give you more of an idea on how soft or hard your water truly is. And TDS is total dissolved solids. It's kind of like a mixture of KH and GH put together, and really just gives you an overall idea of what the true hardness is of in your water. So what the oak leaves are doing right now after you put them in is there's some acidity to them as they break down. And they could possibly buffer it a little bit, but that's only after the acidity builds up, if you don't do water changes, stuff like that. But once you do a water change, you add more mineralization in there, bam. You're back up to another high pH, and you're swinging, you're flying all over the place, you're trying to pinpoint things, and then problems happen. So, but the oak leaves are great for the shrimp as far as food source. Same with other microorganisms within your system. So the oak leaves, regardless of your pH, is still good within your system. Now, if you're keeping caridinias, if you're keeping neocaridinias, you don't have to worry about it. That pH matters none. Now, if you're keeping caridinias, then they do prefer more of a soft acidic water, and that usually is due and done by softer water using a RO system and or putting acidic buffer substrates or oak leaves and stuff like that, because at 7-8, I'm already tell you, you got hard water, and to use something as far as oak leaves or peat moss or something to try to eat that mineralization through acidity is really tough to do. And you really gotta get to the RO water if you really want that softer water and that lower pH. There's unfortunately no other way around it. If you really want to go with something really acidic, sphagnum moss is probably the most acidic thing you can put within your aquarium to eat those mineralization and break that down. And that's why acidic water, more RO, softer acidic water is really good for plants, is the fact that that acidity of that water breaking down those mineralizations make it a lot easier for the plants to uptake, and why people recommend a lot of those fancy planted tanks to have soft water. And Taylor Gibson, thank you so much for becoming a member as well. Thank you so much, TGO Aquatics. Appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Like I said before, I'm going to try to have more for you guys here soon. And also, sorry if I'm missing your questions here. A 400 like giveaway might encourage people to hit that button. I did think about doing a giveaway here at the 50K. I do have a little thing I was working on. But the problem is I've just been so swamped with everything else. Ugh. Hopefully I get all this stuff smoothed out and fixed soon though. Why would my dwarf aquarium lilies be losing leaves? The stems have rotted through on 3 or 4 of the leaves. So sometimes leaves, especially with like lilies and whatnot, they'll reach to their potential, and it's kind of like say it's trying to reach to the light, and it's like gotten there, and it's like, okay, now we need to go to the next stage, and then this stage is done, so they're at their next stage. This one will die off, and then it's here, and then it'll go to its new stage. This one will die off, and then so on and so forth. It'll keep doing that. So it's kind of like it's a natural cycle. So I wouldn't worry about it too long. The best thing to do is just remove that, so as it breaks down, it doesn't give algae food. Gerald Serpel Morris says, hi, LRB Aquatics. I'm breeding blue panda endlers outdoors in Southern California. Do you think I could keep them out all year? Coldest month is 68 F and 44 low. Thanks for the input. Well, being 44 low, definitely not. If you had a heater and something insulated with them in it with a top, yeah, definitely could. But you had kind of set it up. If you go, I have a playlist, LRB's Heated Outdoor Ponds. I've got a ton of videos showing kind of what I do and how I've been able to keep guppies and other fish, rainbows, all kinds of stuff all year round, and -40 Fahrenheit wind chill lows in our winter. So that could help give you ideas on a system you could set up to where you don't have to worry about breaking it down every year. Big reason why I made my system was I did not want to break it down every year, because you spend all that time setting it all up, you get like a few months to mess around with it, and then you got to tear it all down. It's kind of nice when you can just go all year round with your outdoor stuff. And Brad, oh Brad, that's a rough last name, but Brad, thank you so much for becoming a member of Picardit. I hope I got that right, but thank you, Brad. Appreciate your support. All right, so Get a final question here. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. Says, Priscilla MK, great to see you in here, Priscilla. Throwing down their $2 super chat. Says, LRBAquatics.com. LRBAquatics.com. Been a while since I've done that. That's funny. You're awesome, Priscilla. Thank you, Priscilla. I appreciate your support. All right, and on that note, I'm going to feed these rainbows for you guys. Oh, crap. We never did look at the shrimp, did we? Oopsie daisy. Where did that... I know I had a flashlight around here somewhere. Let me flip you guys over. Boink. We'll just take a little peeky poo of some shrimp. There we got some black rose. Here we got B-Team Blue Dreams. More B-Team Blue Dreams. Oh, we gotta look at the yellows. Got to look at the yellows. Here we got the yellow neocaridinias. Yellow, yellow everywhere. More yellow. More yellow. So if you guys need shrimp, LRBAquatics.com. These things are legit. This is how the colonies breed. So you don't get like a bunch of garbage. Oh, I should have put some in my cold tanks, but I didn't. Oopsie, we'll do that another time. Alright, look at these guys. Beautiful fishes. Another mix. We got rainbows, we got other things, we got more other things. Lots of guppies and endlers. I like my guppies and endlers. Plains galore. Rainbows. Shrimp. But yeah, this is mostly endler guppies. Shrimp and whatnot in here. You got some rice fish in here. Yeah, there's the rice fish. Oh guys. Snowballs coming back. They had killifish in their tanks. That's why they didn't have snowballs for a while. And I gotta redo this whole rack. Chattanooga Ed, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Chattanooga Ed. I don't know if you're coming up for a Circle City Aquarium Club swap, but would be cool if you did. But if you don't, I understand. And thank you, Chattanooga Ed. Such a good guy. He's got a really cool fish room too. And more tanks, more tanks, more tanks. Ooh, this tank's cool. I don't know why I don't show you guys this more often. Little baby Synodontis lucipennis. That would be these guys' babies. And they know it's feeding time, you can tell. Like, feed me, feed me. You can tell there's a smaller one, you know, and another smaller one that grew up in there. Pretty cool little sharks. Oh, here's a bunch more blue dreams. With some pink snails. And then, yeah, baby CPDs in with the lucipennis. I guess give you guys a little mini tour. We got longfin danios up, y'all. Pingus, rainbow fish, other stuff. Chattanooga Ed says he will be here. Well, awesome, Chattanooga Ed. It'll be great to see you again. Here we got some blue dreams. Let's see, A-Team. More blue dreams. Blue dreams, blue dreams, blue dreams, blue dreams. How's that? Then here's the fire reds. So if you guys are looking for shrimp, LRBAquatics.com. You can see I got leaves in there so they can eat on them as well. Man, yeah, those are nice. But those are the shrimp. I'm trying to get this light on. Haven't been off too long. Let's go feed some rainbow fish. I know we're over an hour, but I gotta feed them anyway, so might as well take you guys with me. Okay, I need to get those black shrimp on the site. Hit up Lady LRB at lrbaquatics.orders@gmail.com. We can get you some black shrimp. Alright, get these granules. flip you guys over. Put you guys down. Rob Jovic's got a song there. Goodbye world, I'm glad you're doing fine, and thanks for coming to Q&A time. Pretty good, Rob. I'm not sure if I sang it the way you thought it, but it's always good to have a jingle. Come on, guys. Ready? Haven't dropped any food in there yet. Am I mean? It's not mean. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, that's all you got? There we go. And Candy, thank you again for your awesome mod support. Don't know what I'd do without you. Throwing out my links and all that stuff. The Mega Mod. Do you ship to India? Unfortunately, I don't. I can't ship internationally. Too many rules, regulations, and certifications. Oh, Guillermo, sorry, I missed your super chat. Bad. Oh, here you go. Could you show those alani? Yes, Guillermo, I can. You know, they're not in the best display tank for them. So they're not like popping like they really should. I can show them. Alright, what am I feeding? Touch of Color Tropical Granules. This stuff, it's the granules. They look like this. Not the crisp, not the flakes, but granules. That's what I feed the whole fish room. Have for a long, long time. Not sponsored either, it's just what they like. I think a lot of it's that color too. It's high in protein. Alright, we'll head on over to these alani's. I do got some in the community tank too. This house is an absolute wreck with all the just projects we've been doing. It's summertime, it's project time. So, alani, hopefully we don't kick off here. I've got some babies of them down on the bottom too. Oh, come on, don't be scared. Yeah, they aren't very turned on right now. With the black line in them, those are them. A little older. You got a Glossolepis maculosus right there eating somebody's eggs. They're wanting to hide from me though. If you get the right light on them, and I think it's their environment too, why they had that more of that black line on them. Because normally that's not really prominent on them. So it's kind of not a great display of them, in my opinion. I do got a bunch of their babies down here. We may be able to find one in my community tank here in the garage. Let me see if I can find the real nice one. Where the male's usually always got his colors on. Where are you, boy? Where are you? I'm not seeing him anywhere. Where is he? Here, fishy, fishy. I don't know. I'm not seeing him. A tiny little killifish here. Little bitty guy. There's so much going on in this tank. I love it. I think there's a little Cory meeting going on. Great fin barbs. We're just having a little congregation. That little guy. Hey, dude. You like your home? to the side. There we go. What is that? I think that's a... Oh, that's one of those spaghettis. Ooh, that little bristle nose just blending in. Ruby barbs. I love fish tanks. Well, I appreciate you guys all hanging out here for this Q&A. And yeah, all you guys hitting the like button, all you guys subscribing. I appreciate all you guys. And the super chats. Without you guys, this could not be happening. So thank you, thank you, thank you on helping build this monstrosity of an aquarium adventure, really. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. And have a great weekend. Until next time. Peace, everybody.